YouTubers, this is Len Mooney here today. I've done this video like over 5 times over again. And I noticed that if I tried explaining things and tried to actually visually show you what I'm doing, that I'd get kind of wrapped up in playing the song and I'd forget that I have the camera on. I'm sorry. It happens. It happens when I'm playing Project Diva, and then I notice that the camera's going and I play the whole song instead of like part of the song as a demonstration, and then I'm like, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I forgot, and it's kind of too late. So let me try to see about making this a bit more efficient, the video. Okay, ways that you can be able to improve your non-dominant hand. Well, all of us here either has a dominant right hand, left hand, or you're considered ambidextrous, meaning that you can be able to utilize both your right and left hand. Some people can be able to do both in all different scenarios, whether it be riding or doing sports or yeah, pretty much. As for me, I'm pretty much, my dominant hand is the right hand, and but that is not always the case with me if I'm playing a sport, such as if I'm catching an object. Depending on if the object is heading towards the left hand side, like close to my left shoulder or my right shoulder in midair, I will more than likely use my left hand if it's going towards the left side, or the right side, catch it with my right hand. Or if I'm playing tennis, I will switch the tennis racket from my right to left hand depending if the ball is going to my left or right hand side. I will not use just my dominant hand. Be that as it may, a way that you can be able to strengthen your non-dominant hand. Whether you're an individual who plays Project Diva on, whether you play the songs on easy, and whether you play the songs on easy, normal, hard, or extreme, you can be able to utilize this. Say you're an individual who, yeah, I don't play many songs on easy, but I need to complete those, just to complete those. Okay, say you're on easy, and say you get on a whole bunch of these songs, your scores will range around getting a great or an excellent or even that of a perfect. If that's the case, I would suggest to you then to automatically just switch to your left hand, because your dominant right hand is already, it's already very efficient, and I think that your brain will be able to recollect from what you've experienced with your dominant hand and try to coordinate that with your non-dominant hand by just switching here. And yes, trying to do this in the beginning for the first time, switching from right to left, will be tricky because your brain automatically just wants to use your dominant hand instead of your recessive. So it's just something you're gonna have to try to fight back the urge to want to like click over here instead of clicking here, since you can use your directional pads for the circle, X, square, or the triangle button. You can be able to do that. So yeah, for sure I would suggest switching from this to this, or if your dominant hand's a left hand, then switch from, you know, this pad to this pad right here. And let's see here, other methods besides just switching it up, and this can be utilized for, you know, easy, normal, hard, and extreme, is just what I said, not just on easy. So there you go. Oh, and another thing, in the beginning when I'm playing this, there was a song that I actually couldn't really pass the song in the beginning, which was on extreme. I just couldn't pass it in the beginning. It was called, I know, I still need to improve the score, it's a standard, but 2D Dream Fever. And actually, even though a lot of the times, if my camera will focus, if it focuses, focus camera, focus. Okay, sorry about that. Ways that you can improve even if you're failing at the song, like me, whenever I was playing 2D Dream Fever, even though it was hard enough just to play it on standard, you know what I did? I made it harder. You're gonna probably be thinking, what? Why would you even do that if you couldn't pass it originally on its, you know, difficulty, which is just, you know, extreme? Why would you make it harder? Well, it makes sense to me. What I do is, even if the song is harder, I'll use the overclocker item, which is melody icons move faster than usual, so it makes it more difficult. And even if you can't pass in the first couple times, or over 10 times, or 20, or so forth, I would recommend to you, either whichever difficulty setting you're playing it as, on easy, normal, hard, or extreme, that you really utilize this item right here, because I noticed that once I kept on using the overclocker item on all of these songs, and when I switched it to where I took the overclocker off and I just played the song regularly on extreme without any challenge items, that the icons themselves seem to be going at a slower speed, and this actually helps your eyes, to where at once before you thought the notes were too fast for your eyes, and whenever you would see with your eyes, and then, you know, brain, once the eyes see it, then your brain will send signals to your hands to try to hit the buttons that you see. And before, you couldn't really do it because maybe one of the things was the fact that you felt like the notes were going too fast for you. Now, if you try to increase the speed of the notes to where they're even faster, and yes, I did worse when I did this in the beginning. Like, I did worse. But then I got better at it, because then the increased speed became normal for me after a couple of replaying it over and over and over again, to where my eyes got adjusted to it. And then once I took it off, I saw that the notes were easier for me to be able to not only see, but whenever I would push the buttons with my fingers on the directional pad, my movements were a lot more fluid, easier to manage, and I wasn't trying to jumble around as much to try to get to the notes that were located on the screen. So yeah, like, besides this song, let's see. Besides using the challenge items and switching from your dominant to recessive hand, what else can you do? I try to get the most difficult song out of the way, well, after you unlock all the songs, you know, because you only start out with like 3 or 4 and you need to unlock all of them. But after you've unlocked all the songs, I would focus your direct attention to the one that has the most stars on it, which signifies its difficulty, and play that song repeatedly over and over and over and over again. Because once you play this song and you actually get pretty good at it, or really good at it, the other songs just don't. The difficulty of the other songs pale in comparison to the one that you just beat, and it makes it a lot easier to get your score better on the other songs as well. So I would also suggest that as well. So let's see what else. You can be able to get really good at this game if you're trying to unlock most or all of the unlockables that are within this game. There's one that I'm trying to go after. You can either unlock it 2 ways, one of the unlockables that I'm still trying to complete. You can either complete the game where you, let's see, let me try to see if I can find it real quick. Unlockables, it's going to be under shared. Oh, someone's online. And let me go all the way to the bottom. I want to get the main visual A and main visual B, but then it says here that I need to clear the rhythm game 393 times or use cross save. So you can either use cross save 1 time to unlock main visual A and B, but if you do not do that and you want those 2 really bad, by the time you do play the songs 393 times over again, I think you will see improvement. I honestly do think that after you play the song 393 times, you will see a great improvement than what you originally started out with. And before, when I played Project Diva the games, I originally played it on, the first Project Diva that I ever owned was on the PSP, and it was Project Diva 2nd, and it was the first game I ever owned. But before I even even got the game, I decided that since I was interested in the game, that I needed to research it, and so I did. I found out what songs were on it, what the difficulty was, what stuff you could unlock on the game, and I got really interested in it, and I finally decided to buy it about 2-3 years ago. I think 3 years now. And before I got it, I looked up a lot of YouTube videos online of people who did gameplay on it, who ended up getting perfect on all the songs, and I would just replay it over and over and over again, and I would actually get a PS3 controller, and I would tap along with the person who was playing the song. That actually really helped me, because by the time I got my game in, I skipped playing the songs on easy, and I could already do them on normal mode. So there you go. That's another method that I would recommend doing too, if that you don't currently have a Project Diva game currently with you and you're interested in getting one, but you want to improve yourself beforehand, before you even get the game. You can be able to do that. Look up a YouTube video, a gameplay footage of each song, whatever song you like, and start playing along with the gameplay, and I think you'll see quite a great deal of improvement right there as well. And what else? Thinking. I'm thinking of all my past experience of how to get better. Especially, I guess that one was my key thing right there. Especially if you have a song that's just really brutally hard and it's beating you up over and over and over again, where you keep on getting a cheap. I think, did they change that word now for the English ones? I forgot. I don't know. I really don't know. But on the Japanese ones, cheap is like whenever you pass through the song, and I don't get cheap enough in this game to know if that's the same word for the English version for North America. So I don't know. It's whenever you pass the song, but yet you didn't pass it enough to where you didn't get a standard. And I've had instances. Dreamy Theater, Genki Show. I showed you guys a video that I passed that song. I will tell you this, that song has haunted me for the past, like, over 2 years. That song has haunted me. And it brutally killed me over and over and over again. And I can probably say for sure what benefited me the most on how to improve on that song was probably this game right here. Because of the challenge items that I used in this game. Like, I know you could use challenge items back on the PSP versions, but I think you actually had to purchase them with the money within the game, and I was too lazy to do that, and I'm like, no, I don't want to spend my money on this. And then this one, you don't have to spend money to use the challenge items, so I just do it now. It's funny, I'm cheap cheap in the game, spending money. But what really helped me was the challenge items right here, and I think that's what benefited me, and how I was finally able to beat that can't even say it, that song on Extreme. So there you go. I think that's pretty much it for this video. Pretty much, you know, switch from your dominant to your non-dominant hand when you can. Try to beat, or try to keep playing over and over and over again the song that keeps hurting you the most difficult song that you have on the game, and keep playing it repetitively, whatever difficulty that you're comfortable at, easy, normal, hard, or extreme. And especially if you're an individual who's playing easy, normal, or hard, and wants to switch to another difficulty from easy to normal, normal to hard, or hard to extreme. If you want to make that leap, but you've stayed on hard mode, or normal mode, or easy mode, but you can't seem to be able to go to another difficulty setting, play the song that's in that list, that's the most difficult, repeatedly, and you should be able to see that once you play that one, and you can get that one to being a great or an excellent, that you should be able to see that you can at least be able to incorporate that to where you can be able to play the next difficulty setting and actually be able to maintain that. So yep, if you guys have any questions or comments on this video, please let me know in the comment section down below. How do you guys play Project Diva? With me, I like to play it where I keep switching back and forth, left, right, left, right, left, right. Are you an individual that plays mostly with their dominant hand, such as your right hand, your left hand, and then use, you know, your two hands only for the arrow buttons as well as the notes? No, just the arrow buttons. Because I understand using two hands if you have like an onslaught of notes that are like you know, like square, 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 like in a humongous row, and it keeps on going. That's that's really understandable, because I couldn't see how anyone could do that with their one hand anyway. But yes, if you have any questions, just let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. I hope this video was informative and gives you guys ideas on how to be able to improve your non-dominant hand. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.